Today we're sitting down with Jeremy Salzbrun, second-generation owner of H&S Heating and Air, a local business that's been serving Central Minnesota for years. H&S has built a reputation on trust, consistency, and showing up when people need them most, which, in their line of work, usually means not ideal circumstances. We're talking about what it's like to be part of a family business, the advantages and challenges that come with it, how community plays a role in their growth, and Jeremy's perspective on what it means to lead and evolve a business that people rely on every day. Welcome to Behind the Brand, the podcast for small business owners, solopreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to start strong, stand out, and stay bold. Each week, we'll take you behind the scenes to explore what it takes to build a memorable brand and grow a successful business. Are you ready to get behind the brand? Let's dive in. Hello, Moxieverse. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Brand. Taylor here, and joined by my fabulous co-host, Ms. Kelly Keene.
Hello.
And today we have Jeremy the Ginger Man.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Most people should be in the know on that voice. Jeremy Salzbrun, owner of H&S Heating, is our wonderful guest today. And we're very excited to sit down and talk with him and learn more about your business and your life as an entrepreneur and your life in general.
I love it. I was super excited when Kelly sent me the message that I'm like, yes.
Finally,
H&S stands for happy and
satisfied. All day, every day.
Who came up with that?
Mother. So H&S was founded by my cousin Dennis and my father, Dennis Harn, H, Dan Salzbrun, S.
Okay.
And Dennis went back into farming, and Mom came up with, who'd have known? Mom was such a good marketer. Mom came up with happy and satisfied.
I thought maybe that's what you did when you took over.
No.
Your dad put the furnace in my very first home. I had a Krook-Kerfeld home.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That is awesome.
I knew your dad a little bit.
Oh, this is new news to
Yeah.
me. This is great.
Yeah.
We are learning.
Yeah.
We are learning on our
1998.
podcast. That is super awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
So is it actually called the Happy and Satisfied Heating and Air? Or
It is H&S
Okay.
Heating and Air Conditioning.
Okay.
H&S stands
It's for happy and
satisfied.
satisfied. Sure. It's like
Yeah.
the tagline. Okay. Just
We're trying to
wanted
make
clarify.
sense of the acronym,
Yeah,
which
I
I
it.
like that more than changing the name. 'Cause
Yeah.
We have people a lot of times, clients coming to us to change the name. I'm like, let's make it mean something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you
I
can
love it.
brand anything, right?
You can brand anything.
Yeah.
And really,
That works.
that's what I invested in when I purchased the family business 15 years ago, is the name. You know, I worked so hard for the name. Mom and Dad didn't really promote the happy and satisfied very much.
No, because I didn't hear
It was
about
on all of our, I don't want to say advertising, but marketing stuff,
Sure.
all our shirts and stuff like
Apparel,
that. But as soon as I started moving up in the company and once I got into management and stuff, I really started pushing hard on the happy and satisfied.
Yeah. Well, don't we all want? Everybody wants their customers to be happy and satisfied. So
Absolutely.
it works.
It's awesome, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
jealous of that. So this is a good segue to what we're going to talk to him about.
Yeah. So let's backtrack a little bit.
Oh.
So the company was founded by your dad and do you say your
Cousin Dennis, 1989, June. So we'll be 37 years old this June. Yep.
Wow, crazy.
Okay.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
And
Okay.
always based in Central Minnesota.
Yes.
Okay.
Started in a 2-stall garage in St. Cloud. Then we moved out to Luxembourg on a farm, and that's where the shop started growing. And then we outgrew that and then built another shop closer into town, Luxembourg. And then when I purchased it, we purchased the Greg Tice remodeling site and have built it from there.
Sure. And what year did you purchase the company?
Whatever 15 years ago is,
Yeah.
whatever quick math that is.
2016?
Yeah.
That's 10 years.
Yes.
2011?
11.
Yes.
And before you purchased the company, you
Yes.
were working. Did you grow up
I
working
did.
in the
I
company?
am second
you're
generation.
like a sweeping the floors kind of.
I really like that. So as I was legally getting paid at the age of 14, there's some child labor laws in there that we bury real deep. But I had to earn my keep, for food and housing and stuff like that, a roof over my head. So 14, I started pushing the broom to, I passed my master's when I was 25. When I back up a little bit, when I was in high school, I carried a straight A, and this is funny. I kind of am like an onion. There's many layers to Jeremy Salzbrun.
Sure.
Can you make people cry?
No, I wish there was another vegetable or fruit that had layers that doesn't stink so bad because I don't like
Yeah,
onions.
you're just
but-
like Shrek. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's all good. Held straight A, and I worked full time in high school.
So you were a dork.
I was incredibly driven.
Good.
Like, I knew what I wanted at a very young age, and purchased my first farm at 18 and passed my master's at the age of 25. I was one of the youngest to have my master's license, started managing the company, and then a couple of years.
And your master's license would be like what you have to get to be
The owner.
Licensed
Sure.
to work in the city limits.
because before
yeah.
you're like an apprentice or
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
okay.
had my journeyman's.
yeah,
Journeyman's
sure.
is what it's called.
Okay.
Yep. Before that is you were an
Sure.
apprentice.
Sure.
So your dad started teaching you when you were 14? or
Yeah,
whatever?
probably. Oh, I mean, I've been by dad's side forever. So, yeah, as a very young child. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 25 that's young to get that. My husband is a pipe fitter in the union, and he got into it late. But there's guys that started right away that are, now approaching their late 30s, and they're just taking their like foreman tests. So
Yep.
because it's a lot of hours.
So you
and
didn't
it's a lot
go
of-
to, you didn't get a tech degree or anything?
So I do joke about this and don't take it seriously, but Schools for Fools, look at me. I think it's a Happy Gilmore movie.
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A
Proud of
Happy
you.
Gilmore movie. To Adam Sandler, two different.
Yes.
Adam Sandler
So a
movies.
Billy Madison.
I knew what he meant.
I did too.
Good. Proud of you guys. Schools for Fools, look at me. I do a lot of teaching and a lot of encouraging that school isn't for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
But training, you still had the training.
I
which was
had
from your dad.
real life practice, real life skills added. No school can teach you what on-site job training can teach you.
I mean, you're lucky and probably grateful to your
Incredibly.
dad to have taken the time to do that.
If I wouldn't invested as much time as I did, I wouldn't be where I'm at today with being able to. I'll be clocking 30 years this June in
Wow.
HVAC. Long time.
Yeah, that is a long time. I do think that is an important thing to make mention of, because school is not for everyone. It's not everybody's passion to go on to college. Even you were a straight A student. It's not like school was something that was this demoralizing, hard thing. Before I came to work for Kelly, I worked for a commercial roofing company, and that was something that we talked about a lot. The trades are an industry that are suffering because there's not new people going into the trades, and then there's people retiring, and I think maybe it's getting better. I'm not totally sure,
Yeah,
but I do
college
feel
isn't what people.
right. But I remember when I was in high school, and I don't think there was any conversation that was like, you don't have to go to college. Like
No.
my generation was like, you're going to college.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a lot of our parents didn't go to
But-
college, so it was like that's what you have to do. But it's not.
So these are the two things that I sit on a CTE board, continuing education. I don't want to say continuing education, but teaching families and children that the trades is okay. It's not looked down upon. It's actually incredibly looked.
A lot of millionaires are. in the
Yeah, I
trades.
try and thank God every single day for these two hands and what they're capable of doing and fixing and installing and stuff like that. I teach for the different school builds and Habitat for Humanity that you can make an unfathomable amount of money with
lot of
your two
money.
hands.
Yeah.
Unfathomable. So, yeah, it is very important. A lot of families, and I try and debunk this with families, is a lot of families are like, I don't want my child to work as hard as I did. That's not my motto. I want my
Yeah.
children to work harder than I did, depending on what they want in life. If you want different properties, if you want boats and toys and stuff like that, you ain't doing it in one job. You're going to have multiple jobs. I got 5 jobs. So, I mean, you have to grind if you want multiple things in your lifetime.
Yeah.
And life is short. So, yeah, teaching parents that
It's not a fallback strategy. It can be the goal.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. And 5% of school degrees are getting used. And I'm not downgrading college by any means. I'm not
of course
downgrading
not.
college. Doctors, lawyers, there's different things. Teachers, you have no choice but to have a degree. But let me tell you, 5% of college degrees are getting used today. That is a lot of wasted money. A lot of wasted money.
And no degree can give you drive. Like there's so
Right.
many kids in college, they just don't even, they're still lost and don't know what they want to
they're
do.
trying to figure themselves out. And great, if that's the path you want and you're okay with that investment to figure yourself out, that's awesome. Good for you. But if you want to, I mean, one of my employees said it best, why would you go to school when you could be making more money actually working and not having that debt after coming out of school? So if you're just trying to figure yourself out, I'd highly recommend figuring out in the trades because you can make a lot of money
Well,
figuring yourself out.
And the trades is historically professions that will have training built in.
Correct.
I mean, I know some people that went to like HVAC school
Mm-hmm.
or whatever that is, those things, but there's also, the plumbers will train, their own plumbers.
Absolutely.
You know, you guys, I mean, there's not many places where you can go and get kind of that on-the-job training, like
Yep.
you said,
And
but the trades is one of them.
We do offer scholarships. We'll help pay you. If you're dead set that you are going to the tech college for HVAC, we will help with scholarships to pay you. And then you can go to school and then work part-time also, and then full-time during the summer when you're off and stuff like that. If you
love
are
that.
Nice.
dead set that you need to do that and you need that in your life, which I mean is admirable because of the fact that you want a degree, and I'm totally cool with that, and I'll help you through that process.
But will you also just teach them on the job so they don't have?
I would, back to that point of, you know, you will learn more working on site than you will in 2 years of college, because you can't be on the job every single day while you're going to college. You're learning different things, where every day is a different job, a different scenario. You have to think on your feet. You got to learn. You got to adapt and fly.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. You said, I've always been someone that knows what I want. Did you always want to take over the company?
I'll never forget this. Mrs. Shaw's speech class, 18 years old. I wrote a speech. At that moment, I knew I was going to wear this blue shirt the rest of my life. So before then, kind of had a feeling, but right then and there, I will never forget it. I was with my best friend, Chris, in the same class, and I knew at that point what I was going to do the rest of my life.
So tell us why or how you knew.
Don't know what hit me. I really like residential, and every day I get to help someone out, someone in need. And this is what I train my team on, is we're on call 24 hours a day. Is that a bit of a bummer? Yes, because now you're taken away from family time, friends time. There's many Christmases that I've missed, many holidays that I was not around because I was helping people. But with me being so spiritual, I love that aspect of it. This person, if we wouldn't help them, gas leak, carbon monoxide leak, could potentially die.
No heat.
Middle of summer, no heat, no cooling. This person needs us. I promise you, if you help someone else, someone always has a bigger and a harder problem than you have. If you solve that, that immediately heals and solves anything that you got going on, that miscomfort of missing this or that, whatever you got going on in your life. And that's why I love helping out nonprofits and customers, is all of your problems melt away, because someone else always has it worse than you do. And boy, let me tell you, helping them out when they're in need, there's nothing more fulfilling than
Yeah.
that.
So you really love the service part of it. I mean, of the that you're there to help people.
100%.
You're just not selling stuff.
Yeah, when it's toilets are freezing in your house and customers are at wit's end, like I'm going to lose my property, and I can get their furnace back up and going, boy, oh boy. We're talking leg kicks and high fives, and we're hooting and hollering in the basement. Like, I get so excited to fix someone's problems.
Cool.
And it doesn't matter if it's mentally, physically, if it's, you know, work related or personal. Like, I love helping people out. I was put on earth to make people smile.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you think your dad shared the same? Your dad and his cousin shared the same?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you learned that from watching them.
Yeah, and then just kind of took it to the next level. Yeah, we were very blessed. Upbringing, we went to church every Sunday. Sunday was a great day. Mom didn't care for it a whole lot. We'd go to church every Sunday. Dad took Sundays off and did a good job with family time on Sundays, starting the company or running the company. And then we'd go to church. Then we'd go out to eat. Dad always brought us out to eat.
Did you have a place
Mom
you
and
would
Dad,
go to?
Bonanza, Mr. Donuts. Dad loved Bonanza. God, did he love Bonanza? So like,
All guys do.
we
My
for
dad
surely
did.
went to Bonanza a couple times a month.
My dad liked that.
There was a couple like brigettas and stuff like that, and then we'd come home and watch All-Star Wrestling until someone cried and Mom broke it up. Like, Mom, we drove her nuts. Like, us four, you know, I had two other brothers, and
Oh.
Dad
So
would
she
wrestle.
was, she was outnumbered.
She's like, oh man, every Sunday. So yeah, Sundays were a little stressful for Mom, but I'll never forget them. Like, Mom and Dad's upbringing was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, love that. So when you took over the business, what did that look like? Was it challenging?
It was incredibly scary. It was
And
right
you said
in the
that
recession.
you purchased it, which it's just your family business. Didn't they just give it to you?
No. I paid beyond prime for the family.
Oh, okay.
Beyond prime.
Okay, let's talk about this.
It was Mom and Dad's baby, and they weren't gonna let it go. And it was right during the recession when the crap hit the fan. That's funny that you said you bought a Croat Kerfield house in '98. Our busiest year, I think, just with Croat, we did 130 houses in 1 year with Croat.
I bet.
So I always give mom and dad.
They were doing whole neighborhoods all over.
Man, every day we were doing a house. Yeah, sorry. Every day we were doing 3 houses.
Right.
So I ran a crew, my older brother Jake ran a crew, and Greg ran a crew, one of our employees. We were doing 3 houses a day. It was insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then when the recession hit, I restructured the company of more of a service-orientated company to figure, because
Construction
people don't
equipment.
have money to build a house, but they still have equipment and they still need it maintained and serviced.
Yeah, some people don't remember that, and you're too wee of a child
Yeah.
to know that. But the 90s and early 2000s were just crazy for building in
It
this
was,
area.
and then
Yeah.
2008 hit, and oh my God, it was.
So you had to pivot.
Yep. Yep.
So mom and dad were like, peace out, we're done? Or?
No, I kind of forced them into it. Said I'm ready. Yeah, I just paid Prime Plus for it, and I told Emily, I said either I'm going on my own and you'll never see me because I've been through that life, or we're gonna pay more than we should for the family business. It was the best decision we ever made. Since then, we've expanded into electrical, purchased a second location, and it's great. More to come.
Okay, you made it sound so easy. There's a lot of things in there we skipped over.
Okay.
But that's okay. Kind of one of the angles that I wanted to bring up was kind of we talked a lot about the advantages of a family-owned business. You just talked about, spending time with your dad and your brothers and doing all of this. Let's talk about some of the challenges. having a family.
Same.
Yeah.
Working with my family.
Yeah. I
the-
mean, there's a lot of different dynamics, and you can't really, you don't want to go home mad, probably.
Yeah. So that's why all of us boys moved out at 18 and bought houses at 18. All 3
Okay.
of us,
Okay.
identical. Because
You're working together.
you work together
Yep.
60 to 80 hours a week. We went to the cabin, mom and dad, we built a cabin, and fortunately we were blessed to be in the trade, so we literally build everything, sheds, houses, everything. Every weekend we're together at the cabin, and then vacations and stuff like that. It's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. So
Needed your time apart.
yeah,
Your separate-
and then
Okay, now you're adding money into it with the
Yeah.
recession and all of that.
Yeah.
And then your parents, it's not like a
Was
brother,
your
a brother or sister you
Yeah.
could say, kiss off. This is your mom and dad.
mom and dad. Yeah.
You mentioned Jake. Is that your brother?
Jake is my older brother. Yep.
Was
Jason's my younger brother.
Neither of them wanted into the business?
Jake did not.
Okay.
He knew at a young age that he just wanted to be a worker. Now he is in asphalt, which is absolutely perfect for him. He found exactly where he needs to be. My little brother, so I purchased 70% of the business and he purchased 30%.
Okay.
Mom and dad had 3 divisions: commercial, residential, and geothermal. Jake was going to do commercial. I did residential, Jason geothermal. So they combined when Jake didn't want in, they combined commercial and geothermal, and that's what Jason purchased.
Okay.
Yep.
Huh,
Okay,
interesting.
same company or 2 separate now?
Used to be, so I'm H&S Heating Residential and Service LLC was my first original legal name. Now it's H&S Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing. Jason was H&S, so H&S originally originated as a welding company. So it was H&S Welding, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Oh, wow.
I like this going back. We go
Yeah,
forward,
it's
then we go
fun.
back, and
That's what we do.
Flashbacks, kinda
You
like
say
movies.
something and
Yeah.
they're like, well, we have a question about that.
yeah. So like every night after school, I would weld. I literally can weld anything. Very blessed.
Well, you talk about building all kinds of different things.
Yep.
Okay, so your brother has his own business.
So now it's Clean Earth Geothermal is what his company is called.
Okay.
Good for him. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Cool. I love it. So you mentioned that you have 5 jobs.
Yes.
So H&S is not the only thing that
That's
you
gotta
are
be like 2 or
investing
3
your
of them,
time
right?
into. So what else we got cooking?
Heating and air conditioning,
Yep.
electrical,
Yep.
Malacca, Jensen Anderson, farming,
Yep.
and then I love marketing.
I love marketing.
I love marketing.
My radio.
Everybody loves
my
marketing.
videos, yeah.
I learned what my parents failed at and excelled at those. A lot of business owners, installers like myself, do not do well with books. Make time to be in the office. That's one thing that Dad felt he needed to have his tool belt on to make a living. But then he forgot to bill people. And
Yeah.
then he would do work for free.
Yeah.
Really pointless. So I learned what Dad didn't do well. I learned what Mom was phenomenal at the books. Mom supported us when Dad started the family business. She worked full-time at the paper mill and supported our family. And then Mom was able to come aboard to run all the books and stuff like that to make sure we weren't missing out on billing
And that's
customers
what Emily
and stuff.
does. That's your mama doing the book.
Yeah, that's my mama. That's my baby mama. Yep. But Emily does way more than that. She does estimating. She does a lot of the plumbing and
Like literally does the plumbing.
not literally does the estimating for the
Oh,
plumbing.
okay.
So ordering fixtures. Emily, I don't know if you've ever seen her dressed. Like her
Yeah.
taste is like out of this world. She does a phenomenal job meeting with customers, picking out fixtures and making sure
Oh,
that
yeah, how
everything
fun.
flows. Emily legitimately could be a clothes designer and an interior designer at the same time.
Nice to have a woman to help with that. No offense against the guy.
Right.
You have nothing. I told Emily that she should be in sales and I should take over more of her job.
Yeah.
She would outsell me 10 to 1.
Yeah, for sure.
I am selling to the females.
Sure.
They're
right.
making the decisions.
They are making the decisions. If you would add a female to that mix, oh my God, would she sell equipment? But I haven't got that. She's not quite as outgoing as I am.
She's
pull
on
it
deck
up?
in case you need her. You
Yeah.
never know. So let's ask her. Now we're just jumping around
Yeah.
my ADHD brain. How was she when you said we're going to do this? We're going to buy this business. Was she was like, let's.
She
do
thought I was
it?
nuts.
Yeah.
Like we
you
were
bringing
uncertain
her-
of work the way it was and then spending all this money, but we worked through it and yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we learned what not to do. We learned what we won't be doing for
That
Ezekiel.
also had to be about a time when you were newer parents or
Yeah,
how old's your
Isabel's
daughter?
18,
Okay.
so yeah, 3-4 years
Yeah.
old. Yeah.
That's tough. That
Yeah.
doing all-
and a
lot of-
daughter with a disability.
Right.
There's extra, things that go along with that and
A lot of life
childcare.
happening.
The nice part, the whole reason we brought Emily on board is so we could provide the flexibility, even before I owned the company,
Yeah.
to provide the flexibility she needed for Isabel
Yeah, yeah.
with
It's
her care
amazing.
and everything.
Yeah,
so
that's very special. Very special to have the
incredibly.
opportunity to do that.
we're
and-
so blessed that she was
you-
born in our home.
Yeah, and you give her such an incredible life.
We don't
Things
say
you get-
no.
Things you get
Whatever
to
that
do
wild
with
lady
her.
wants to do, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I love watching all your videos and
Thank
the
you.
stuff that you take
Did
her
you
out to
did
do.
you see
and-
the 11th music video just dropped
No,
on
I
Friday?
didn't. No, to look it
It's
up.
pretty awesome.
I saw your post, but I didn't play it. Yeah.
You probably should.
I
Okay,
probably
we'll,
should.
we'll watch it after this.
It's all about my best friend.
Oh, cute. So I think a lot of people that are, if they're local and they're listening to this episode, they recognize you maybe because they've been a customer, but also because you are a pillar of the St. Cloud community.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you are. You're
Thank
kinda,
you.
You're everywhere. You're in a lot
I've
of
been
things, a
everywhere,
lot of
man.
places.
Yeah, on billboards,
You're
at golf tournaments.
Did you just say overexposed?
I'm kidding.
I love this.
I think I met you through probably Kelly's networking group, but then I'll pop in a chamber every once in a
Yeah,
while on
yeah,
Fridays,
he's
and you're
involved.
there, and yeah, you're at Sartell Chamber, Wade Park Chamber. You're just there,
He's
and I
involved.
love that. I love that. I think that's really
He's learning
special,
what
but
he's doing good, doing well. What his mom and dad didn't do well.
yeah.
Yeah, so I got really good advice young on in business. Jesse Gonzala was in our networking group
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. And he said, market where your competitors are not. You know
Everyone
where my
wants
competitors
to replicate, but you should. Yeah, that's.
Do you
what
know
he
where
said
my
that too.
competitors aren't? At those events.
No, because they're
They're too
working.
busy.
They're
They're-
working.
My best dollar for dollar is boots on the ground marketing in person.
We've talked about this before. We've had episodes about this. I think that's what makes St. Cloud pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure it would be as effective, let's say, in Minneapolis. I mean, maybe. Who knows? But you're able to make an impact here by the networking and the support for small businesses. I think in St. Cloud
100%.
is just
And
remarkable.
really, at the end of the day, you can buy any box and make it heat or cool. They're
Yeah.
buying me.
right. And
They're
your
buying
word
me.
and
Yes.
your integrity.
Yes, and the phenomenal work that we're doing in the community and everything. So
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take the time out even on Thursdays. I mean, that's a lunch meeting. That can be tough to get away, right? There's many days where it's like, here I go.
we've had this conversation before. Oh, some companies are seasonal and they don't have time. If you don't have time to market your business, you're dead in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
I make time to market my business.
Or you hire someone to. You got time, you got money,
Right.
Yeah.
right? You hire
Right.
someone to do it, or you do it yourself.
And I have 40 employees, so it is incredibly important to me to market my company every single day to make
Well,
sure.
you are the brand too,
Yeah,
right?
to make sure I am the face, and to make sure that Ezekiel is on the billboards and is on the radio to make sure that
That's your
they
son.
know that is
Yes.
Yep, third generation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that.
All right. This is the best. This is the best.
Okay, so you've got a succession plan.
I do.
And how old is he?
He is 10. He is 10.
You cannot start too early. See, Taylor?
No, yeah.
You get mad when I talk about in 5 to 8 years.
I tell Nellie sometimes, I'm like, oh, are you going to work at Moxie one day?
Yeah, I
tell
thought
her
my
that all the
daughter would
time.
too, and she's like, hell no. Okay, he's 10.
He is 10,
Is
and
he working in the shop?
he is everywhere. The kid can operate the backhoe, the tractor, the bobcat. You know, he is.
Can he lip sync in the video?
He's been in music videos.
I know.
He's sang. I went out for my birthday on Thursday. They came we ate dinner together, and he's like, I'm not leaving until we sing. 10 years old, he sang his first karaoke song.
Oh, cute.
What song did he pick?
Mountain Music is my jam by Alabama.
Yeah.
It is my go-to karaoke
Oh, that's
song.
Oh, I
cute.
wish I would have went and saw that.
Oh,
That's
it's
so cute.
absolutely adorable. So teaching him and it was incredibly difficult for Emily being in private school, transitioning over to public, small. Emily does a phenomenal job with baseball camps and stuff like that for Ezekiel, exposing him to different atmospheres, so to say, or getting him out, and it works phenomenally for him not being shy and being outgoing, and he's going to be better at marketing than I ever will be.
So he said, hey, Dad, I want to do what you
There is no question in my
You
mind.
said that.
No
Okay.
question in my mind. He will take over the family businesses.
What if he is 16 and thinks, yeah, I want to fly airplanes? What would you say?
We'll wait until he's 21 and stop going through the changes his in life, and then I'll ask him the same question again, because no child through that age
Knows.
can make life decisions.
But I'm sure you would support him no matter what he wants.
Whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, that's really cool though, and
Yeah.
there are some things that you just know as a parent, like you know uniquely, like this is what they're gonna do, this is what they're gonna be invested in, and you know,
And-
not that you're pushing him, but it's like this is what his interests have gravitated towards.
But what
and it's
confidence
cool.
he has that thinks he
Right,
could do it.
right?
Yeah.
And that legacy that you can leave.
So we have this conversation a lot at home. He's like, well, this is mine. Nope, that's mom and dad's. If you want this, you got to bust your butt to earn this and purchase it and afford it yourself.
Exactly.
This is not yours.
Gift.
This is mom and dad's. And it's difficult because Isabel has cerebral palsy, and we bought her a Can-Am, and that's her vehicle because she'll never be able to drive. So, like, you want to see Isabel the happiest human being in the world, you just strap her right in that Can-Am and go for a ride.
Yeah.
So he's trying to figure out, okay, Isabel has this, but the rest of this stuff is not mine. So, like, explaining that Isabel will never be
here's-
able to purchase anything.
Yeah,
Here's your
to-
opportunity,
to attend
son.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think about this often, and I love it. Like, I was able to purchase the family business. We're going to set things up way differently for Ezekiel. But, I mean, he has the potential right now for 4 businesses and potentially more.
Yeah.
So I love the opportunity that he's going to have. He'd be incredibly foolish not to take that. But if he chooses to do something else, we'll just sell everything and then really have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we need to sell, if he absolutely doesn't want anything to do with it, which I would bet all my money today on the future of Ezekiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple inconsistencies now in my questions.
Good.
One is you say, you keep at TNT, you joke around with Matt, when can you retire? You want to retire young or by
Yes.
50? But Ezekiel's 10. So tell me, how's this going to work?
Well,
how old does he need to be to buy the business?
So I purchased the family business from mom and dad when they were 50. So my goal originally, my plan was to, and by the time I was 50, cripes, I'll almost have 40 years in. So 36 years in. So, which is a long time in the trades. But now it'll probably be 60, 65 would be my guess, because obviously even at the age of 18, Ezekiel is nowhere near going to be ready.
Right.
And it's going to be here and there, or this company starting with, stuff like that. So,
Right.
but by the time he's 18, he's going to be very knowledgeable, just like I was.
Right. And
And-
start the training,
And
maybe.
all of my training to him is the HVAC side, the mechanic side, the installing side. That's going to become super natural and easy for him because he's always by my side. The thing that I always teach him or train him on is people. Every person is different. You need to figure out how they tick and how they work,
And you have to do that fast.
and encourage them, like, that we're all driving the ship in the the more successful you are as an employee, the faster you're going to move and the more money you're going to make and the more successful you're going to be, which in return makes you more money. So that is my training for him, is to constantly be always learning to figure out how you can be a better person for
Right.
that next
And just
person.
role model that for him and
Yep.
show him.
Yeah, love that.
Because that's some of the areas where I lack is,
People skills?
people skills.
Yeah, you're kind of shy.
I know.
Maybe you'll come out of your shell
Reserved.
someday. Yeah.
So, in talking about Ezekiel taking over the business, that's many, many years away.
Yes.
But what's next for H&S?
You keep buying more
1 year,
businesses?
5 years.
So I really think this is funny because can I tell you a little bit about the story of how we purchased Jensen Anderson?
Yes.
So if you would have came to young Jeremy Salzbrun and asked me if I'd ever have another brick and mortar building, I would have laughed hysterically to you. And if we back up even more, we purchased Valley View Electric first. The accountant's like, you're spending a lot of money on subs. Maybe, he was kind of the first one that inkled, maybe we should, buy some of these services. And Chad took care of all of our electrical. I said, if there's any time, and he called during COVID and he's like, I'm ready. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I've never had the government say I can't go to work.
Yeah.
And then you were barred essential, which doesn't mean anything if customers don't want you in your house.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm literally worthless at this point. And
So business is at a halt.
for
pretty
3 months, it was the scariest time of my life. We came out of it with our best year ever at that time because it got so hot. The only saving grace was it got incredibly hot and people are uncomfortable. And then they allowed us back in their houses to fix their ACs, sell them ACs, stuff like that. So fast forward 2.5 years ago, Brian came up to me and he goes, I would like you to buy my business. And I laughed at him. I'm like, I've never in any of my dreams envisioned having a second brick and mortar. Never. Like I struggle running H&S some days.
Right. So is this Jensen?
Jensen Anderson.
Okay.
2 months later, I ran into him and I said, Brian, how's it going with finding someone? And he's like, because he wasn't selling to corporate America. He wasn't selling to an investor. That business is the best decision we've ever made. Their loyalty, the employees and Brian and Barb, their loyalty is like no other. Their customers are like no other.
And they're in Malacca.
And the Malacca, yep.
And so they had
Like their customers have waited a year before they've gotten a new furnace or an air conditioner. Like it is insane. It is something that I'm very envious of and love trying to implement that at H&S. I ran into him at a wholesaler's where we buy product at, and he's like, I'm just going to die at work. And I'm like, no. I went back to Emily. I said, we're buying Jensen Anderson. And we met with them, put it all together. Best
So was that
business
during
decision.
COVID or
Nope,
the electrical was during COVID?
Electrical was right after COVID.
Okay.
Right after. Once we bounced back pretty quickly, then I'm like, yep, okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
And it worked out really, really well.
So how many years ago was Jensen Anderson?
2.5.
Okay.
And then Chad will be coming up on 5 for Valley View Electric.
Okay.
Yep.
So now you got the whole kit and caboodle. You
We're going to have some companies paid off here within the next couple of years,
good.
and there's going to be some growth.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Very
Yep,
exciting.
we're going to reinvest that in more. I should probably take a little bit of time off of buying businesses, but I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love. You know, we went.
You got to
fr-
go with the flow when you own
Yeah.
a business. That's for sure.
We went from at Jensen Anderson of some customers waiting a year to getting them installed in the same month, and now we're the same week. So yeah, we've implemented a lot of changes
Okay.
and a lot
Better
of
service for people.
yeah. That's kind of the power of H&S and what we've done to incorporate hands,
Yeah. The
boots in the
system,
field.
The system over
Yep,
there. Yeah.
yep, absolutely. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've
Well,
helped.
it's nice to expand your your reach too, because if it's slow here, it might be busy there, and
Honest to
know.
God, that is 100% the truth. So the first year we purchased Jensen Anderson, H&S had a down year and Jensen Anderson had a phenomenal year. Last year, H&S had a phenomenal year. Jensen Anderson didn't have as big as a year. And now it looks like H&S is going to be down and Jensen Anderson's up. So it's amazing that, the companies can take care of each other. So
Right.
it's very smart. And I don't know if it'll just be HVAC or if it'll be other things. I have no idea. I love helping people out.
Cool. Love it.
You want to buy a marketing agency?
Maybe.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. She's my Ezekiel. Well, you keep saying don't talk to me
Whoa,
about
that
yet.
face showed it all. Like,
Here, I sign this.
I like this. That was good. That was a little spicy. I like that look.
Oh, she's nothing but spicy.
I like
Not
that.
spicy.
Okay, so before we end this, we do like to ask a few wrap-up questions.
Oh, I thought we were
So-
going to rap. You almost said we need to rap.
I don't know.
Go
You
ahead.
wanna?
Go ahead.
Shotgun bang. What up with that thing? I can rap. I can throw down. Absolutely. My whole goal is to be like the most memorable podcast person you've ever had on here. So
I think you're a close second. The first one
Ouch.
was the one we got drunk at.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember that either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
okay, so I want to be the first, like the most memorable.
Well, sober.
Yeah.
Sober.
Yes. Yeah, I've been sober my whole life.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone building a business with their family?
Outwork everyone around you. Outgive, outwork, don't stop. The most important thing about that is your significant other has to be behind you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if your home ain't healthy, work ain't going to be healthy.
Okay, but working all the time sometimes not great for the significant other.
Depends on what you want and what your vision and goals you can hit it. It's going to take 10 years for you to hit your goals. If you're starting your own business out or if you're buying a business to be successful. It took Dad 10 years before he could finally we have enough employees, I can sit back,
Take a break.
you guys,
Yeah.
we can go on a vacation, so on and so forth. So you're going to have to invest 10 years in order to do so. So it is a long-term thing. But if your family can see the same vision you have, this is what we got to do to buy this. I want a cabin. I want land. I want a lot of things in my life. And that's why I work as
work
hard
for
as
it.
I do. Nothing's given to you. So you just got to outwork everyone around you.
And then lastly, what has been the most impactful lesson you've learned as a business owner?
Oh, God, most of them are expensive. I would say probably my faith. You know, you always need, so my best friend is always by my side. God and Jesus are always by my side every single day. I talk about this with a lot of people. I feel really bad for people that don't believe because I couldn't imagine going through this messy journey without that. Having someone to talk to all the time, to bounce ideas off, and then just to see the blessings being handed to you by doing nothing more than caring and giving. I don't know if that answered the
that's
question
great.
correctly, but I would say that's the most impactful is, again, I was put on earth to make people smile. I love making a difference in people's lives. I like that you said I was a pillar. I think that's badass. But that's really what I'm here for is to help people out, not a handout, a hand up. Like, how can I help you make a difference and then paying it forward so you can help the next person in need and just give. God only requires 4 to 6 hours of sleep. If people tell me they need 8 to survive, I laugh out loud.
I think you are a unique human being.
You cannot get God's busy work done sleeping. You can't. You can't. No caffeine, no drugs, no alcohol, no tobacco. Just go. Just pure grit. Just go. You don't need excuses.
No
Say that as I'm
caffeine? Really?
sitting,
Zero
drinking
caffeine. My
Alani.
last caffeinated beverage, I was 12. I had a Pepsi. My last caffeinated beverage was,
What, kind of squirrely or what?
no, I don't need it.
I guess not. I
You
think
don't. It's all mental.
Not when you're,
It's
not
all,
when you're Jeremy the Ginger Man.
No, you're self-caffeinated.
you don't have to have a cup of coffee to get ripping in the morning. You just get up and go.
I love it. I have one more question for him. Okay, what was the best advice anyone gave you about your business, or about business?
I would probably say my father has tons of one-liners of just all kinds of cool things that it's funny, like as you know, there's a time in your life where like my parents don't know anything. They're stupid, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
which
yeah.
they're not. You just got to work
Yeah,
through
it's when
those.
you're a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a parent, you just got to be patient working through those because I was a shithead. But I always spent time with them. So,
You must have known something.
and then farming and all, we spent every second of our lives together. I would say probably Jesse's advice was the most beneficial and has brought me to the level where
You've
I'm
never
at today.
forgotten it, obviously.
No, market where your competitors are not. And if you can at some point, just over market them. You know, billboards, radio.
Bury 'em.
Yeah, just, and then just be that face and do as much as you possibly can. No matter what, you're going to have customers that you're going to unfortunately upset, especially with employees, because no one's going to do it like I'm going to do it. And then just try and pick up the pieces. And some people you can't please. They're just,
Some people don't want to pay for anything.
yeah, some people just want to be unhappy, and that's too bad for them because I really like being happy. I really like being happy. So,
Well, great.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Jeremy, for
I
sitting.
like that you don't have any shoes on.
That's our
Those
Moxie
beautiful
socks.
My
socks.
podcast
Remember?
days are comfy days.
Are they?
Yeah, I
Okay.
like to. I dress a little bit more casual and comfy because I sit in this chair for 5 hours.
Good
Not
for
that
you.
long,
I'm
but
a big
long
fan
time.
of-
3 hours.
Today has been long.
I'm a big fan
We
of
started
steel
at-
toe
We
boots.
started at 11 and it's 2:30.
Oh. It's like
Yeah.
3 hours, 3.5. Okay.
Whatever.
I like your socks, by the
Thanks.
way. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Moxie sock.
Okay.
Okay, we're
Where
done.
was I? We're done. We're done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
We're so done.
God bless your hearts.
Thanks.
Thank you for this opportunity. I really love sharing my journey.
Yeah, we loved
Yes.
hearing more about it. All right, Moxieverse, we will see you next week on our next episode of Behind the Brand.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Brand. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend. If you didn't, share it with an enemy. And make sure to leave us a 5-star review. To stay connected, follow us at the links in the show notes below.